Star Wars geek girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars.
Okay, so
All right.
And sometimes
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
do you guys need the notes?
No.
No? You don't need the notes?
Oh, no, I do. I thought we have the notes.
No. Do you need the notes?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll send the link.
We haven't had notes in a while.
I know, it's weird. We're like organized now.
Is it though?
It's better than what it was.
Okay.
Give us some credit, Lizzie.
So how is everyone's Friday going so far?
Pretty awesome over here.
Nice.
Do I sound okay? Because usually I have the microphone closer.
You sound good. The levels are all good for all of us, so.
You guys pumped for a celebration?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'm going, but yes. For any
excited?
news they give us?
Yeah, for the news.
And that's Zoe, you don't think you're going? I
No.
gotta learn your voices.
I'm going. That's Lizzie that said she doesn't think she's going.
Lizzie, you're not going?
It's expensive to fly a whole family of 4 over there.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
just busy, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not busy. I would love to go, but family.
Well, meeting you guys, Lizzie, was like one of my highlights of going.
Oh, that's good. We were just a family, you know. That was, yeah. Was that Celebration Orlando or Anaheim?
Orlando.
Okay, yeah. Oh, where do you live? Or not? Yeah.
I live in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's far.
Not too far from me.
No, you're right in Pennsylvania, right, Zoe?
Yeah, right in the bottom of Pennsylvania.
Dead bottom.
I mean, we're pretty close to like the Maryland border, so yeah.
I gotta get out there to one of Mike's armor parties soon.
We're having one in like 2 weeks-ish.
Yeah, I'm a teacher, so like if you guys ever do one over the summer, like I can probably like kind of like make it down there.
Yeah.
Because I think Mike and I talked about it. I think it's like a 6-hour drive or something like that. Which it's not bad. Definitely worth it.
I feel like it's armor party season because my family was invited to an armor party in a few weeks, I think. So there's just a lot of armor parties going around.
The armor parties are fun. The thing is, you never get as much actual armor done as you think you're going to.
Oh, really? Just hanging out and having fun?
I mean, people get armor done, but everyone always has very big dreams about what they're going to get done. It doesn't really work out that way. It's still fun, though.
Oh, for sure.
So, should we just start the show then?
Yeah, whenever you're ready. And thank you again.
Yeah, no problem. Lizzie, you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay. So we'll start it. Hi, my name is Zoe from Star Wars Geek Girl. I'm here with Lizzie.
Hi.
And we have a guest today.
Let him introduce himself. Go ahead, go.
Hello, I'm Johnny Grasso. How are you?
What podcast are you from?
Oh, yeah, I always forget. See, I'm not good at this. Rogue One, and that's one with a W.
One, like, winning a battle.
Yup.
That's what they did. And died.
But
it's okay.
They still won, so it works.
Not physically. physically.
I mean, well, yeah, they physically won. How else do you win?
They
They
my
won,
goal
they
was
just-
to not die.
They just weren't there. No, but that wasn't their goal. Their goal was to, get the Death Star plans, and they got them, so...
Zoe. Shush.
They sacrificed for the greater good of the rebellion, I guess. So I guess in a way it's a win, but they had to pay the ultimate sacrifice.
They did, and I cried very much.
Pretty sure
Every
like,
time.
everyone did.
It would be like I was just thinking, oh, it'd be cool if like one of them at least survived, but then that would be horrible because then they have to live with like, oh, all my friends died.
Right.
So that's kind of awful too. You can't win.
So, yeah. That's Rogue One. That's not news. That movie's
No.
3 years old.
The podcast, I think we're just under. I think we're 3 years this March, so we're just under 3 years.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys are on one heck of a run too, right?
We started like right before Force Awakens.
Wow.
So, 4-ish? Yeah, I'm just 2015, 2019, but I feel like the months make that difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been some years.
Yeah. So you just finished 4 years. Wow.
Yep. We've it's been a long ride. It's going pretty good. We're just gonna keep going.
Episode 124.
Yes.
And you guys just recently met at the last celebration,
We met
Orlando?
We met at Celebration Orlando for the first time, and then over the summer, my family and I went out to California. We chilled.
Yes.
Oh, very cool. That's a lot like me and my podcast partner, Haas Burkhart. We met for the first time in Orlando, and I don't know how it was for you two, and actually I would love to hear it. But when I actually met him in the physical person, Haas Burkhart, it felt like nothing. It felt like I've been seeing him almost every day of my life because of how close we became through the podcast and just talking on the phone before and after the podcast throughout the week. So when I actually physically saw him, like I got a little emotional. I gave him a big hug, but like after that initial moment, it was like I grew up with him.
Huh. It's cool.
Me and Lizzie ran across the street and met in the middle and hugged while our parents screamed from the side.
Because of traffic, they were worried.
There was like one car coming and it was a while away, so it was fine.
It was okay, but now it's just a tradition. Like when she came over during the summer, we hugged in the street again.
Yeah. Well, because I remember I was walking and I saw you guys, and you guys hadn't seen us yet. You were like looking like the other way. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to cross the street and surprise him. And then you guys turn around and you started running. I was like, oh no, I got to run. So then I started running and we met in the street again. And then your dad scolded us.
Yeah. So that was fun. Again, the street, getting ran over. It's okay.
Yeah. I bet you'd be all right. You're a couple tough ladies, and plus you're both probably wearing armor at the time, so
Yeah.
You're covered.
Under Armour. It's good. Always have some armor on.
At all times. Never take it off.
No. Go to school with it.
Do you do a lot of your friends in school know about your Star Wars passion and how you guys cosplay?
I think everyone knows at my school.
Oh yeah, now they do, definitely, right?
Yeah.
How's that? Like after you became this like superstar.
Not that many think know about like the podcast and like the details of everything necessarily, but everyone knows I'm like the Star Wars person,
Right.
which is fun.
Yeah, that's kind of with me too. But I have a giant school, so like there's other people that try to like they say they're into Star Wars more than me. Yeah, I doubt it.
No way. I don't know if you guys can see my camera, but I just gave like the hell no way look.
Yeah. So it I happen to like I have a classmate that keeps like saying, "Oh, well, I'm wearing more Star Wars than you." I'm like, okay, cool.
You're only allowed to be a Star Wars fan if you're wearing all Star Wars clothes at all times.
All
If you wear a
time.
different shirt, you're out. We kick you out.
You are no longer a Star Wars fan. So it's kind of like that with me. I've worn my like pieces of my armor to school for May the 4th,
Oh, that's cool.
but never the big, not all of it, because my school has 7 floors. I don't want to walk up 7 floors in a armor suit.
Wow. How many students go to your school?
I don't know, but it's both middle school and high school.
Sounds like you'd probably have at least like 2,000 to 3,000.
I don't know. All I know is they're loud and annoying.
Yeah, that's high school.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, we won't say how many years ago that was. But when I was in high school, I actually, because I was part stupid, but I felt that I had to hide the fact that I was such a huge Star Wars geek to everybody, because I was afraid I would get, bullied or picked on. And I was wondering, is it like that for you guys, or is it just kind of like has it entered so much of our pop culture where it's just like normal?
For me, it was kind of like that in like elementary school, kind of, and in middle school. But then also again in middle school, people just kind of make fun of you for everything because middle schoolers are jerks. So I don't worry about that too much. But in high school, it's like there are people that are like jerks about it sometimes, just to like kind of be jerks. But like with the new movies and everything coming out, people are less jerks to me about. If they're jerks at all, they're more about like, oh, you like new Star Wars? That's so dumb. I'm like,
That's,
okay.
Oh, okay. I see.
for me in elementary school, that was when like they weren't mean about it. Like the only mean thing they've ever told me was like Star Wars is for boys, and then I'd ask if they watched Star Wars, and then they say they didn't. So I was always confused about that.
Right?
Yeah. So, not a lot. I actually passed out my Jedi cards that I had, like, when I first started costuming, when I was 10, and I had cards of me.
Right. I've seen those. Like the 501st does them, right?
Yeah, so I had it of me, and I just passed them out to people.
How did that go?
They thought it was a little weird, but, they still took it. I don't know if they kept it, but I still gave it out, and I'm still happy about it.
I know, that sounds awesome. I think, and Mike, or Zoe, your dad, is always offering to help me build, and it's on my bucket list, if you will. Get it? Bucket list. It's definitely on my bucket list, and I can't wait to get involved. Like maybe in a couple of years when I have a little more free time, I want to definitely do that, because I see what you guys are doing now. I forget the name of the droid, but like the black shiny C-3PO. I forget his name.
000.
000. Yeah, he shows me pics of like all the progress you guys are making, and I get so excited just looking at it, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I'm like, I would never fit in that. But it's so cool to look at.
Yeah. What costume do you want to do?
Wow. Okay. All right. I love helmets, right? The buckets, if you will. But also many people who've told me, like Dupree Jones, who frequently cosplays as Darth Vader.
Yes, I know him. He's out here. Yeah.
Yeah, he's super cool, so super nice and supportive. And he tells me, he's like, yeah, the buckets are cool, the helmets are cool, but he goes, you got to wear that thing all day and it gets hot. So
unless you're a face character.
right. That's where I'm leaning towards. Like, I guess just for comfort level, I would probably be, I don't know. My first instinct was Snow Trooper, because I always liked that trooper. I like the way the helmet like goes down. And then maybe not a helmeted character. Probably Han Solo. Only, I know it's so like cliche and so many people do that, but he was my guy growing up. That was my reason for watching Star Wars as a teenager and beyond. When I was a little boy, I was all about Luke, because kind of like that's what the movies tell you to do. Like he's the main character, he's who you gravitate towards. He's fighting evil. And then as I got older, it was Han. So probably Han.
Yeah, that's cool. And does that mean that you like the Solo movie?
Oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. How about
so
you girls?
I love
really
Solo.
good. It's just it's such a good movie that you just, like, with other Star Wars films, like, they're awesome. But, like, if you put it on while you're doing something, you feel like you have to pay attention to that. But with Solo, it's, like, so, like, fun and funny that you could just, it's fun to watch whenever.
Yeah,
I
I was just on Twitter the other day, and someone actually it was Matt Martin at Missing Words, who you obviously met, Liz, and he was talking about it, and I wrote, what do you know? Was like my favorite line in that movie, like when Han turns to Chewie, and he liked it. It was funny, and we had a couple chats, a couple exchanges after that. But I was wondering what's some of your favorite moments of that movie?
I like the when he has the rock in the beginning and he's like, this is an armed grenade, and he like does the sound with his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked all of it. Think I might have to go with when Chewie and Han first meet, and what was it? Secret
Battle of Pretend.
Pretend. Yes.
Oh yeah, when you tell. Wasn't that such clever writing? How they wrote like how it's like broken, English, and it was so funny.
No, it was good. It was so nice, and I also liked when Chewie first sits with Han in the Millennium Falcon.
Chills.
Yeah.
And did you catch that they kind of like looked at each other, like they knew that was an important moment?
Yeah. It was so good.
I remember,
it was just all really good.
Like, because there's a couple of people in my school who are like also like Star Wars people, not as big as me, but like pretty big Star Wars people. And so we would talk about like when like Force Awakens and Rogue One and Last Jedi all came out. We like talked about it the day after because we all saw the premiere. For Solo, I was the only person that saw it opening night. And the next day I was like, I can't talk about it because spoilers. And everyone's like, did you see Solo? I was like, yeah, it was really good. And no one believed me until they saw it. And they're like, wow, Solo is so good. I'm like, I know. I told you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very similar. Oh, I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, I was just agreeing.
Yeah, very similar with me. Like, a lot of my Star Wars friends in my area and that I work with and students of mine that like Star Wars, they all saw The Last Jedi right away. But like, we've all talked about, Solo didn't have that like momentum in the theaters. So like me, I saw it right away. I saw it like that Thursday, 6-7 p.m. showing, and Friday I went to school and saw my coworkers, and they all asked me how it was, and I'm like, what? It was so much fun. You should have went right away. And then those same people either waited 2, 3, 4 weeks or just didn't see it at all. And then just yesterday, someone was like, oh my God, I finally saw Solo on Netflix. It was so much fun. I was like, yeah, been saying it to you. We could have had a sequel if you went and saw it in the movie theater, knucklehead.
Even if it doesn't get like a sequel, I hope they at least like tie up like the Kira storyline. At least that.
Right?
Like, you can't just leave us off with, oh, she's going to hang out with Darth Maul. Bye. Like, what?
They don't give us a book or something.
I hope we'll get a book or like a comic or something. I
Well,
don't know
what
goes
do you
on there.
ladies? What do you ladies think about Disney Plus? Maybe like a streaming series like The Mandalorian.
That would be cool.
That would be nice. I'm so excited. There's so much stuff for us. And
Honestly,
I can't wait.
my only problem with Disney Plus is that what if there's too much Star Wars shows, like big shows that's like a couple of hours, and I just don't have time to watch them all. That's my only problem. What if there's too much and I can't do it?
If
Then
they,
you won't find.
yeah, if they release, like, let's say they release The Mandalorian, and then I was reading on Making Star Wars, Jason Ward reported there's gonna be like 8 40-minute episodes. Like, if they release it 6 a.m. on, let's say, a Monday, I'm calling out of work. And I got a feeling, and I kind of know your dads a little bit, and I think they'd be okay if you skip school and just marathon The Mandalorian.
I guess.
Like,
But like I'm starting college next year, and I'm gonna.
no way. I had no idea. I thought you were like 16.
I'm 16.
Wait, you're 16. You're starting college next year?
No,
Oh, Zoe's 16.
I'm 17. I'm starting college next year. Lizzie's 16. She's gonna be a senior in high school next year.
Oh wow. Wow, you girls are getting old.
I'm so old. Getting back pains already.
Ah, the worst is when you go to sleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you wake up sore as if you just ran a marathon. And you're like, where did this come from? It's like I didn't do anything but sit on the couch and watch TV for 3 days. How am I waking up sore and achy?
Maybe that's why you're sore and achy, because you just laid on the couch for 3 days and then got up.
That's a solid point.
Getting up is a marathon for me.
How about putting on all that armor? Like, I don't think I ever asked anyone this. So if you mind if I ask you girls, how long does it take you to put all that on? I mean, basically, like, let's just say like you're the mutual one that you have, like the Sabine Mandalorian cosplay.
I don't know for Lizzie. For me, I used to have snaps on my armor, and it would take me maybe like 15 minutes tops to get the armor and then like get the wig and everything on. But now we got new clothes and we haven't put snaps on them yet still. So we have safety pins, and that I need help with, so it takes a little bit longer. But I can, like, if I need to get suited up, I can probably do it in like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, I have Velcro pieces instead of snaps. I don't like snaps.
I love snaps. I hate Velcro.
Like with my other armor that I have, the Fem 7, like that has snaps, and I hate it because like it's not. I don't like it. But with the Sabine armor, it's not a long time. It's just that I'm really lazy and slow, according to my dad. So I usually take like 30 minutes to put on everything, and then the armor is easy to put on, except I can't really do like the collar because I have to like get it. I have to reach for the Velcro behind me on my back. So sometimes I need help, but it's not a lot.
Wow.
Best part, I can sit down because Sabine can sit down.
Oh, who can't sit down? What armor can't you sit down in?
Most of them.
Snowtroopers?
If they have armor, there's a very good chance they can't sit down. So like stormtroopers, sand troopers. I don't think I've yet to see a snow trooper that can sit down. Darth Vader can't sit down.
Snow trooper in Pennsylvania.
There's like a couple.
Okay.
Darth Vader can't sit down. Boba Fett. A lot of custom Mandos, some people make their armor lighter, but a lot of custom Mandos who like to do heavier armor can't sit down. 3PO can't sit down. Clone troopers, some of them can sit down, but not all of them. There was a pre-Vizsla once. I still feel a little bad about this. And I took his pistol from his holster and sat it on the ground.
Oh.
And he couldn't get it. It was really funny.
You're evil.
Yeah. But yeah, they can't
want
sit down either.
I want a scout trooper. Scout troopers can sit down, and
Yeah,
they look
scout
nice
troopers
and
can sit
comfy.
down. I think TIE pilots can sit down too.
Well, they have to sit down.
Oh yeah, they're pilots. Yeah, we're printing an animated TIE pilot for me right now
Nice.
because we're printing the helmet because my dad says I have to join the 501st before I join the Rebel Legion, and Sabine can't join the 501st, so I'm gonna be an animated TIE pilot. But then I can also join the Rebel Legion as undercover Sabine.
Clever. I got it. That
Nice.
is cool. So is that a rule that you have to join the 501st? Or is that like...
That's my
Dad's
dad. It's a dad rule.
It's a dad rule.
Yeah.
What
I
other...
have-
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have no rules.
What are some... I have to ask. What are some annoying things about your dad's? Like rules and stuff.
Like rules about Star Wars or just rules?
Yeah. Well, okay. We can do both. We can do both.
No.
Give me a little dirt on Sal and Mike.
Zoe, you go first. You can get in trouble first.
No, I think you can get in trouble first.
No, all right. I'm just don't. I'm just teasing.
No, no, it's really nothing. Like, my mom tries to make me put on the Sabine wig. I hate it, but I have it, so I've only worn it once, and then I just tuck my hair into my helmet. That's it.
See, I love
Not
wearing
much
my Sabine wigs.
I don't like wigs.
Yeah, Zoe. What color's your hair now?
Right now, because I got a buzz cut, so it's just brown, because you can't really dye hair that short.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you can if you believe in yourself.
Yeah, but it's going to grow out, like, right away. So what's the point? You just waste all that money. You know what I'm saying?
Or
Solid
do it
point.
yourself.
I kind of
think
want to do, like, a green, though, for celebration. Just so I can be like, oh, yeah, I'm Hera and Kanan's daughter. You know, I got the green hair.
Daughter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, what was the name of
Jason?
the
Jason.
Jason?
You could just paint your ears a bit.
Yeah. And then I'll be like, this is my chilling Jason Syndulla cosplay.
Yeah,
Here we go.
there you go. You're good.
Oh my God, Lizzie!
Yes?
I can't believe Taylor Arnold came to your house. Was Zachary
Taylor Gray.
Taylor Gray? I'm sorry, it all blends.
Arnold.
Sorry.
That's when James Arnold Taylor adopts him, and then he
There
becomes.
you go.
There
Well,
we go.
no, that's his middle name. Never mind. That doesn't make any sense.
But dude, how cool was that?
You know, I wish I wasn't scared of him, but other than that, it was cool.
Lizzie texted me, and she was like, "Oh, what do you think Ezra would like better, chocolate chip cookies or sugar cookies?" And I forgot that because I was like, I think I was in school or something, or I was working on something, and I forgot about Taylor Gray coming to her house, and I was like, why does it matter what kind of cookies Ezra would eat? Because I was like, okay, is she asking about like Ezra or like Axel? And why is she asking me about Axel? But then I remembered, and I was like, oh. And I said chocolate chip because I don't know, I like chocolate chip.
I asked Jonah, and she gave me a very amazing description of what Ezra would like, but I didn't tell her that Taylor Gray was coming. And I said, so I asked, and what was it? She says, I think Ezra would love sugar cookies. He strikes me as a guy who would lick the tip of his finger to pick up the sugar left over on the napkin. I'm like, oh. Yay!
It's a good analysis, Jonah. Good
Yeah.
character analysis.
So, yeah, I made him cookies, but apparently he's on a diet that, because he's in a movie where he has to take off his shirt a lot. Where
He's chasing abs. I know that feeling.
I guess so. So, he couldn't eat my cookies, and then I hid in the kitchen for at least 15 minutes when he was there. So I didn't really say hi.
Oh no!
I mean, I did. I went in afterwards and I snuck into the living room where they all were and like kind of blended in. And he didn't say hi to me, but that was my fault. I did I have not hate for him. This is spiraling everywhere. Sorry.
It's fascinating though. Tell me more about this hate. Let it flow through you.
It's because we went in Celebration Orlando. We were backstage for the Rebels the Rebels panel thingy, mabob, and he was there. Like the whole crew was there, and it was super cool. And then he said hi to all my family. He looked at me, and then he left. And I wasn't sure what I did wrong because I waved at him.
Is it because of the cookies?
And no,
This is before the cookies.
This was before the
Before-
cookies. Okay.
So it's like, oh, okay. So,
How old is he?
25. Sorry that I know that. Like, not that I know. I just.
Lizzie, you're a little bit of a mess. Are you okay?
I am a mess. It's okay. So, I had a huge crush on him. So that kind of destroyed me.
Oh no.
and then he's like,
Right, because Axel's what now? 12, 13?
he's 12.
Right.
And he's
12?
like almost as tall as me.
Yeah, I saw him. I see you guys like on Facebook and stuff, and I'm like, wow, like he got so much bigger when I met you guys in person in Orlando, and it's just like he got big.
Yeah, he's growing.
I still remember when I first met you guys, and I asked Axel how old he was, and he was like, "Oh, I think he was like, oh, I'm 11," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he was talking to my mom, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm 10," and I was like, "Wait, I thought you told me you were 11." He's like, "I lied." I was like, "Why?"
Yeah. Yeah, that's Axel. I don't know, why did he lie? I don't even know what the point was. Yeah, that's Axel. So he's 12 now, in middle school.
How's he like it?
Middle school?
Yeah, how's he like it?
He likes it. I mean, he likes his friends. That's it. So we're trying to be like, hey, school is important too.
Yeah.
Just so you know. But yeah, he likes school, and he's a Fortnite player.
Oh,
Pretty.
there's a lot of that going around. Let me tell you.
Yeah. He it's funny hearing him. This isn't Star Wars, but it's funny hearing him play online with people, like people that he doesn't even know, and he'll be screaming at them because I don't even know why. He's just screaming constantly.
Oh my god.
That's fun. Yeah.
So back to this Taylor Gray thing. So
Yeah.
should we you want me to beat him up for you? Because
No.
if he's the size of Axel, I might have a shot.
He's a little bigger, but no, that's okay.
I got your back, Lizzie. I got your back.
Thank you.
I mean your dad's a ninja, but just in case he's busy.
I mean, my dad can't really do much at the moment.
Oh, his
because
foot
leg.
still?
Yeah. Foot still. He's slowly getting there. He's doing the exercises and to strengthen his foot. So, slowly getting there. But it's funny because the other day we were watching this movie, and it was animated. It was and they were and in the movie they were running, but they were running really weird. And my dad was like, "Ha, it looks like you when you run." And I was like, "At least I can run." He did not say anything. So, yeah. I get off the topic a lot, don't I?
We all do. It's okay.
All right. So the costume fit Taylor Gray, and that was really cool. So, I just find it really cool that's like Ezra. He's gonna have Ezra voice and Ezra costume. It's gonna be really cool. And I think he's slicking his hair back too.
Oh, he's not going to go short hair Ezra, like the older Ezra?
No, I think he's gonna be like Axel. Axel does that too, because he had longer hair until he cut it. Now it's all gone.
I saw that. I regret cutting my hair. Does he regret cutting it?
He doesn't. He was getting picked on for it, so he decided he wanted it cut.
What?
Yeah.
They would for that?
Yeah.
His hair was awesome.
I know. It was so beautiful and luscious and long and amazing.
You know, it's like you just said. Like middle school kids will pick on you for anything. So next week it'll be like, oh my God, you have short hair. That's hard. Sometimes I hate kids.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So, but he's happy now. He likes his short hair anyway. I think he likes either one. So it's a win.
Plus,
Kind of
like,
up with school.
Ezra has both, so we can just switch whenever, and it's fine, you know?
True.
Yeah. So, but like I don't think Ezra's hair is like cut. I think it's just like semi-cut, but like slicked back really, really hard.
It's definitely
Not sure.
cut, because
Yeah.
if it's, no matter how much you slick it back, I don't think you could take a season 1 hair and make it a season 3 hair.
Yeah, no. It's like somewhat cut, especially like in the back and stuff.
He definitely has like a bowl cut going, like that last couple seasons. It's like just a straight line.
Yeah. Hi, Dad. Say hi.
What up?
Hey, Sal.
What up?
Hi.
What up?
We're talking about Taylor Gray. Come back.
Awesome. You can also ask Johnny about his favorite parts of Rebels, his favorite characters in Rebels, all the things that he thinks Rebels brings to the larger universe. Make sure you ask him about Resistance and how much he loves the new episodes, each individual episode.
And Felicity Jones.
And Felicity Jones. Don't forget Felicity Jones. And particularly her performance in Rogue One.
Thanks, Sal.
And talk to him about his Rey theories.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I'll talk Ray all day.
Oh no.
I have my your Snoke theory sucked shirt, but it could be Ray. But go ahead.
All right, you want to hop right into that? I strongly believe deep in my bones that Ray is a Skywalker, like from Leia, not Luke. I know.
But
I know it's not a popular opinion.
It is a popular opinion.
Well, from Leia, because did Leia just like forget that she like gave birth and was pregnant?
Here's my little Jerry Springer Maury theory.
Okay.
That when Han Solo, so after Ben Solo was born and with Luke, right, or even before that. And Han Solo was off doing his like racing and smuggling. I think it was racing. One of the books said he was off doing. They kind of like hinted that they weren't, in a perfect marriage this whole time. So during one of the separations, Leia kind of, she had another relationship and.
Oh dear.
And I'm saying that's Rey.
So, Kylo would have been about 11 when Rey was born. In Bloodlines, he's in his early 20s and he was just sent off to Luke. And at that point, it also says that Han had just started doing the racing thing.
Right.
So that's...
I I know the math doesn't work out, but they've kind of said a few times the books are canon until they're not, and film canon always trumps book canon. So I'm trying to hope in that gray area, I guess. Like, I know technically right now it's not plausible, but like in my bones, I just feel it's gonna pop out somehow, and they're gonna make sense that she's a Skywalker, or at least someone like of note, like Kenobi maybe or whatnot. I just feel she's part of a legacy somewhere, part of a legacy character. I know it's crazy. I know.
See, I was firmly on the Rey's Luke's daughter train before Last Jedi came out, and then Last Jedi shook that a little bit, but I'd still be willing to buy it. I don't know how plausible that is, but
it's like I feel they keep dropping hints like, who are you? Rey from nowhere, no one's from nowhere. But why you? Why do they send you? Like, I feel that whole exchange, like reading between the lines. And when Snoke says, use the Kur's weakness against them, and then you see Kylo hit her later in the movie with, you're nobody. Your parents were, drunks and etc. Sold you for whatever, drinking money. And I think he was using her weakness against her, and he truly knows that she's someone.
I don't know. I guess I like the idea that anyone can like be someone, even if they come from nothing. I think that's what they were trying to go for instead of tricking her. But, we'll see,
I know. We'll find out in a year. And I'll eat a lot of crow, and I'll be like, well, I tried, everybody. I tried. I'll even probably come up with a crazy theory just so I don't have to say I'm 100% wrong. I'll just say, all right, I think I'm 99% wrong, but there's this 1% chance that episode 9 lied to us, too. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, I hope they just address it, because like in Empire Strikes Back, Vader tells Luke, I'm your father, but then in episode 6, they revisit it and Luke confirms it with Yoda. What if, oh my God, I would be devastated. What if episode 9 happens and they don't bring it up again? Oh my God.
I think they probably will. That's kind of a big thing not to bring up. Especially in the fandom.
Yeah.
I think it'll either come up in the form of like a confirmation that she's somehow related to someone, which you can debate on how likely that is, or we'll get a line from like Leia, probably, or maybe even Lando, probably Lando, being like, just because your parents weren't famous or whatever doesn't mean you can't be someone. I think Lando would work better for that, because Leia was like Anakin and Padme's.
Right.
Lando would be a better one to do that line.
I like that. I like that coming from Lando. Wow, I think you nailed that. All right, can I talk about Rebels real quick in general?
Yes.
All right, so to answer Sal's one of his questions, Kanan has always been my favorite character from day one, and throughout the 4 seasons of Rebels, can what?
I just said fine then.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Team Sabine.
No, it's fine.
So from day one, it was Kanan, and I really loved Rebels season 1, except for like maybe 1 or 2 episodes, maybe like a half of an episode even. And then like I kind of like went up and down season 2 and 3 and 4. And, I was critical of a lot of episodes, but not because I was anti-Rebels, but because what they showed me in season 1 and a lot of their greater episodes, like I would compare it to themselves. So it's like if you guys did a history test, and I know you got 100 on April 20th, right? And now the next test happens on April 31st, and you got a 60, I'd be upset with you. I'd be like, no, I know you're capable of hundreds. You did it last month or last couple weeks ago. Like, you should always be getting hundreds. So, like, when I'm critical of Rebels, I hold it against the standard it's set for itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. And Kanan's definitely my favorite. And he went out like a hero. Like, for example,
He's
like
fine.
that moment, I loved it.
He's okay.
Zoe's still in denial, just
He's
so you know.
fine.
He's kind of dead.
He's all right. He's gonna come back, and
He's one with the Force.
he's gonna come back, and then you're all gonna be like, "Oh man, Zoe was right the whole time," and you're gonna feel stupid. And
Or he's dead.
he's okay.
Then why isn't he paying child support?
He doesn't
Oh
have
my
any money.
goodness.
He doesn't have any money. He's broke.
No
He's-
excuse.
He's okay. He's gonna come back. He's fine. He's good.
Okay, Zoe. I've made you cry about this too many times, so it's okay. I'll let you.
He's okay.
All right, you want me to cover the Resistance part real quick? All right, so
I'm scared. Go ahead.
I know, I'm a little scared too.
no. I'm a very level-headed person. So I watched the first whatever they released first. They released the first two right away.
Yeah.
Or four, I can't remember.
I think it was 2 or 3.
Yeah,
It was
so
3, because the first one was double.
Right.
okay, so I saw the first 3, sat down, watched them, and I recorded them like on my DVR, and I just never went back to it. It just wasn't for me. I liked the way it looked. I just didn't go back to it. But I'm not like a hater. I'm not like out there one of these angry like people like saying, no, this is bad. This is not first. This isn't real Star Wars. This isn't my Star. Like I'm not one of those guys. I tried it and it wasn't for me. Just like reading the books, like, and people don't care like when I say I don't read the books because that's more relatable. But I don't. But I couldn't get into Resistance. But I'm gonna keep trying. Like when I know season 1's done and they just announced season 2, so I'm excited for that. Like I love what Resistance does in creating more Star Wars content and possibly more Star Wars fans, where Star Wars Resistance might be the first Star Wars they ever see, and then they get into the bigger films and they spend money, and then Disney's happy and they make more films that I like, So I love what it stands for, and I love that they have it. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's childish, but there are like some scenes where like it has a joke, and I don't find it funny because I don't really like cheesy jokes a lot. But did anyone see the trailer?
I did.
I'm terrified.
It looks darker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's what I said when it came out. I was like, I don't trust it. It's Filoni and it's too light. He's gonna screw us over, and that's what he's doing. I called it. You don't
not
trust a
really
cowboy hat.
it's not really Filoni. It's like partly Filoni.
He's credited as part of it. He is
Part.
And the first thing we heard about it was that Filoni was one of the showrunners.
So are you worried we're gonna lose Kaz?
I don't think Kaz is gonna die. I don't think we'll get a main character death.
This is after, so this is like right when Hux explodes.
His dad.
His dad. His dad's
Yeah.
senator.
I think if a main-ish character dies, I think it might be Captain, or what's his name, Captain Doza? Is that what his title is? I forget his title.
Oh yeah, Captain Doza.
Yeah. I think it would be him, if anyone.
Yeah, I guess so. Because they wouldn't kill off Niku. I
No.
swear to God. No.
Is he the green guy?
Yes.
He reminded me of C-3PO in those first 3 episodes, like a little bit.
Yeah.
He was like a fun C-3PO though.
Yeah.
He's C-3PO, but more positive.
Yes. He's just such a good person. And I love when he's telling Kaz, he's like, Kaz, I believe in you. I'm like, oh my God, stop, no. So good. He's a good character. But it's getting darker, and I don't like that.
I called it. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe it's just trying to like be everyone's taste, like, because like first season we got like kind of happiness, kind of fun jokes, cool ships, and now they're trying to get into the more serious business that's going to be happening.
Well, I must say, even though I stopped watching after 3 episodes, the ships are awesome.
Yes, they are. I'm not that big on like space fighting because it's just boring to me. But yeah, sorry. But
Oh, can you see my facial expressions?
yes.
Oh, hi.
Hi. But I can I do enjoy when like Poe Dameron and Kaz go out and they're doing tricks and stuff. So I think that's cool.
Oh, speaking of Poe Dameron, you know what I think is super cool? Those new Resistance action figures, and the Poe Dameron one that comes with the little BB-8 looks so good.
Resistance action figures.
I think I didn't see the Poe one. I saw like the Kaz and Niku ones and
Oh.
Yeager.
Let me see if
I'm gonna look
I can
it up.
Google it. Yeah, it's so cool.
That's good because the only other good Poe figure is the like Disney Infinity one.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with the rest of them. They just can't get his face right.
His beautiful face. So wondrous.
Did you see the, I guess you're talking about that first Black series they did where he looked like someone melted his face with like a candle?
Yeah, but even just like just all of them in general, it's like
They're great.
like all the Poe Dameron ones, like even from like the same lines with the other ones, it's like Rey looks good, Finn looks good, Kylo looks good, and then you look at Poe and you're like, who is that?
Even Kylo looks good.
I mean, style wise. Yeah, okay, I just found the Poe. Yeah, that looks like Poe. It looks.
Poe.
It also looks like Yeager and Kaz are holding hands in the picture I found.
Yes.
And then,
The one with the BB-8, right?
Yeah, there's BB-8 and Bucket. And the Sonara. What's the Sonara? The Sonara looks really good. These are all good. But I don't have money, so I shouldn't look at them.
I haven't seen them. Oh. Well, those are cool. They're flexible.
Can you imagine working so hard your entire life, becoming like this amazing actor like Oscar Isaac, and secretly one of your like dreams is to have an action figure made of you, and then you finally get it, and then like that's what he gets, that like first Black Series figure.
Well, they were talking about that. He was talking about how there was like he was uncomfortable with this chair, and it had like his face on it, but it wasn't on like the like where you put your back on it. It's like right where you sit on it. And he was not having that.
I'm thinking about it now, and I've seen pictures of Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and Adam Driver all like holding up their action figures and like smiling and pointing at them. I have not seen a picture like that of Oscar Isaac with any of his action figures.
They just be like, man, they did me dirty.
Yeah. Poor Oscar Isaac. Mm. But it's okay. He knows he's still beautiful.
So is that your Star Wars crush?
Who, Poe?
You've only called him beautiful like 17 times. So I'm just going
I
on.
think he's beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to find a man beautiful.
No, I'm just asking you, is that your Star Wars crush?
I think Lizzie's Star Wars crush is Kylo.
Yeah. It is. It's Kylo. Not really sure why.
Is it the hair?
I don't know, but my dad and Zoe make fun of me for his face.
Oh. I mean, he's not like that traditional, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio look, but he's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
I got your back, Lizzie. I got your back. To me as well.
Thank you.
To me as well.
Thank you.
He looks like Han Solo from the holiday special cartoon.
No, he does not. Stop
That's
it.
Wow.
How
Hey,
dare
I
you?
didn't say that first. Her dad said it first.
Wow.
How dare you? You see this? I'm being bullied.
This is some vintage middle school bullying going on right here.
They'll bully you for anything.
I swear. I dig his hair though. He has good hair. I don't
So-
like the reason why though.
Like, it's just a Skywalker thing. They all have great hair.
See, I personally, I thought I liked his hair in Force Awakens. I thought his hair looked kind of greasy in Last Jedi, and I didn't like that.
No. It's just sweaty. But it's just a Skywalker thing to have great hair.
Yeah, it's like the Skywalker mullet. Like or
Yeah. But it looks good.
did Luke have a mullet or just like he was just shaggy?
You could,
It's kind
I
of
wouldn't
shaggy.
I'd say his Force Awakens haircut, like, it maybe bordered on a mullet sometimes, like, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call it a mullet. I don't know, my dad had a mullet, according to my mom. He denies it, but you could ask him.
We're gonna have to tweet out some pictures of that.
He said there's only one picture and he won't let me see it.
My dad was always long hair, but it wasn't dreads. There was a time where he did not have dreads.
Can't even imagine that.
No. Yeah, he was. I don't get it. He was so cool in high school.
What he was as in past tense?
In high school. But he's still cool. I'm just saying, in high
He's
school.
still cool, just not in high school. If he was in high school, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Oh my! I totally wasn't cool in high school. Not that I'm cool now.
He did parkour, he had good grades. It's just ridiculous. It's not fair.
Sal had good grades and was cool in high school and popular.
I don't know if he was popular. I'm not sure.
Oh, if he was cool, he was popular.
I guess so, yeah.
He was probably in a band, right?
He was, actually. They were called Chunk.
That's a great name. Like I picture the guy from. Did you girls ever see the movie Goonies?
Yes.
Yes. Chunk.
They should do like the truffle shuffle between songs.
Yes.
Did Chunk ever record anything we can listen to?
I don't know. I'll ask my dad, and then I'll have him send it. I'll just have him post it all over the world. So yeah, he was a cool guy. It was funny because not funny, definitely not funny. Well, in elementary school, he wasn't cool or popular because he was short. So he was picked on, but then he learned martial arts. So he beat them all up. And
Legend.
This part was slightly funny. They told him, because he was in theater, because he's all-roundedly good, it's not fair. But they told, there's these kids, and they told him practice is in the back of the stage this time. And so he followed them, and then they pinned him down and were trying to beat him up, but they didn't pin down his legs. So he kicked all of them in the stomach. And they started throwing up. It was great. I wasn't there, but I wish I was.
No, I'm pretty sure you definitely weren't there.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I was even a thought.
So go get him, Sal. Ninja.
I know. He and his friend, they would have fights. They would fight each other, but they were friends. But they try to kill each other.
Like Fight Club?
Yes? No? I'm not sure. But, it's interesting because they were telling each other, when we have kids, our kids are going to kill each other. And he ended up having a daughter, his friend, her name is Katana. And when Katana and Axel met at my mom and dad's wedding, they got married.
Wait, Katana and Axel got married?
Yes.
Like, legit?
Well, yeah. Kinda. It was funny. It was just weird, but funny.
So first I thought you were going to say it was like this arranged death match. These two children would have to fight to the death. And then you just totally took like an Empire Strikes Back turn on me and were like, no, but they got married.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was really, her dad was a bit disappointed.
Oh.
Like, he knows Axel, so he's not like one of those dads like my dad that like will hate
Kill
the
somebody?
boyfriend. And yeah. So
Has he hated boyfriends in the past?
he's hating a boyfriend now, kind of.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, but it's not that bad.
What's his name?
Jonas.
Jonas?
Yes.
Tell me about him.
He was on the podcast. Was it just once?
Yeah.
Zoe? Yeah. We played trivia. It's Zoe's friend. He's also in Pennsylvania.
Oh my god, long distance?
Yes.
LTR? Actually, to be honest with you, like that's probably like the best boyfriend he would want for you because you never get to see him. You don't have to worry about things.
Yeah, I guess. The only thing is, like, we want to keep talking, but then after, like, 7, because it's 3 hours ahead.
Oh, yeah.
So then they just say, like, no more texting anyone in Pennsylvania. So,
Does he like Star Wars?
Yes. He has a Mando costume.
Oh, okay. So this is where so now I'm piecing together how you met. Was it an armor party at Zoe's type thing?
No. I haven't been to Pennsylvania. I do need to go to Pennsylvania.
Oh, California, you said.
Yeah, Zoe's been to California twice. And I need to go. Because it's not fair. So, no, he was on the podcast, and that's how we met.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's funny?
Yes.
Handsome?
To me.
Is he Kylo handsome or Solo handsome?
I mean, they're both pretty handsome.
All right.
I guess Han Solo.
Oh, boy. He's a pretty boy.
Yes.
How tall is he?
He actually came out this winter break for the first time. So we met in person, and he's like around the same height as me.
Same age?
He just turned 18.
Uh-oh. Older man. I don't approve either. I'm just kidding.
Not that old.
No, you're like 17 and a half and he's 18?
I'm 16.
16, I'm sorry.
Zoe's 17 and a half.
Keep going back
I
and
wouldn't
forth.
say it's quite a half yet, but
No, but you're gonna pay taxes soon.
whatever.
But you'll be able to vote.
Voting's awesome.
Yeah, I want to vote.
Don't let me get my history teacher card out. Voting is imperative.
I know.
Yes.
I know. I host voting drives at my school.
Oh, look at
I'm
you!
good on that.
That is so awesome. Wow, that's like really awesome. Good for you. That is so cool. So you sign up students that like are of age or about to turn?
Yeah, that are eligible.
That is awesome. Wow, that you know what, and not for nothing, that helps with college doing stuff like that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Very cool. I am impressed. You two are two remarkable young ladies, man. I must say.
Thank you. I am aware.
So should I ruin it now and talk about Rogue One and Jyn Erso?
Sure, go ahead.
We've I've actually, so last episode I actually talked about what we argued. Well, not we, but you, Dad, and I slightly put in some argument in about Felicity Jones. I'm just throwing this out there right now. She's amazing. To me, but
sure.
You know, we all have our own opinions. Go ahead.
Right. Well, did you think she's amazing in general, or she was also amazing in Rogue One and in general?
Yes, she's just amazing in general and in all the other movies that she's been in, and in Rogue One.
All right, so I saw her in A Theory of Everything, and that's when she was nominated for the Oscar, right?
I haven't seen that one actually.
Oh my gosh! I mean, just based on the Oscar nomination, you know, she was incredible. Plus, I also thought she was incredible. It's with the Steve. She plays the first wife of Stephen Hawking, the genius in the wheelchair who died recently.
Yes.
So she plays his first wife. So she really carried the movie from when he was fine when they met in college, and then as he slowly physically, obviously not mentally, physically deteriorated in front of her eyes, and then eventually their marriage ended. But she was amazing in that, and so I guess in short, before I get torn apart by a couple geek girls, I think she's stunning. I think she's beautiful. She comes off as intelligent. Love her accent. I thought she was amazing in The Theory of Everything. Sal, in that little tweet, exchange, suggested a couple other movies I should see, and I'll definitely see them eventually, I'm sure. Yes. But and now here's the but. In Rogue One, I just didn't buy her performance as a rough and tumble rebel warrior, rebel leader, and I felt that with any and every other female character, especially both women who played Mon Mothma. When both women who played Mon Mothma came on screen, I felt their presence. I felt their leadership. Holdo, I felt her power. Of course, General Leia, just exudes confidence and power off screen. Rey is my girl. That's my Star Wars girl that I would want people to emulate that as a young role model personally. Mm-hmm. Natalie Portman was amazing as Queen Amidala, when she was Queen Amidala. And then
I actually don't like Padme.
Oh, no?
No.
Yeah, that's why Lizzie doesn't get cookies.
All right, so we'll go to your Padme issue in a second. But
Felicity first.
But yeah, so I just didn't feel that power. I'm a leader, I'm a warrior, I'm a rebel from Felicity. I just thought I didn't think she nailed it. And again, comparing her to other women in Star Wars, I would put her last. It didn't ruin the movie for me. I liked a lot of it. I didn't like a lot of it. I thought there was too many characters if we're talking about the movie itself. I mean, it's still Star Wars. I watch it over other movies all the time, especially on Netflix, just a click away. But yeah, that's kind of my stance on Felicity Jones, so hit me. Go ahead, Geek Girls.
No, I think it just took her a while to realize that she had to be a leader, just as a character, because she was just going through a lot of things. But I don't know. I guess I didn't really see her as well as a leader until she actually makes a speech in front of the rebels when they're going out to Scarif. So I don't know. I kind of agree, but disagree. It's neutral.
Okay. So for me, I think I agree with you on the point that she isn't she doesn't exude the same like rebel leader power as say Leia does.
Yeah.
But I think especially in the beginning of the movie for me, I don't think that's what her character was. In the beginning of the movie, to me, she just seemed like someone who was just tired and just trying to get by. And I think Felicity played that really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards the end, she became like a little bit more of a leader, but like underneath that, she was still just kind of the person trying to survive. And I personally think Felicity did a very good job with that.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. I like that point that you guys made with it's part of the character arc that she was supposed to come off like that, and then as the film goes on, you know, she grows into that leadership role. Okay, I can see that. That's a good point.
It's just, you know, she's just kind of trying. Yeah, like Zoe said, she's just trying to get by. She didn't even really want to be a part of this in the first place, so it's a big step for her.
I will tell you my favorite Felicity or Jyn Erso moment in Rogue One when K2 thought that she meant to shoot him, or that was like that expression that and the delivery from both those characters I thought was a awesome moment.
Yeah, I loved that. I liked when she interacts with I was gonna say Forrest Whitaker, Saw.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like she just was so broken, and I felt so bad, but I loved it. Seeing her so broken.
Well, when she watched the hologram of Gale, her father, that was powerful acting. Like, I'll never say she's not a good actress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that moment was powerful. Like that was great acting.
Yeah, she is a good actor. It's just like that character was like kind of a leader. I mean, at the point of Scarif.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you. I'm on schedule to probably watch Rogue One again after I've seen Solo 10 more times on Netflix. And then after my 10th time of Solo, I'm going to squeeze in two The Last Jedi, and then I'll hop back on to Rogue One, and then I'm going to give it another look, and I will check back with the Geek Girls.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Also, funny, Felicity, she's awesome. There's a new movie coming out about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I should say this first. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you know, Supreme Justice. And the movie's called On the Basis of Sex. But I realize when I tell people about it and I say, oh, it's a movie called On the Basis of Sex, they look at me weird.
Ah.
So I'm like, oh no, it's about, you know, gender. And it's about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Felicity Jones plays as Ruth, and her acting is amazing, and the movie's just great. I saw it. They released it a little early at one theater, and then they stopped. So I went with my family to quickly watch it, and I think it's coming out in theaters tomorrow. I don't know. I don't think it's a worldwide thing. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Hey Z.
Hi. So my parents turned on the smart TV and it dropped me off the Wi-Fi.
Michael.
So.
We know not to watch smart TV.
Yeah, we're still recording.
Oh, that's good.
It didn't get any of what you guys said.
No, we stopped because we heard it dropped.
Yeah, but I'm back, so I'm sorry.
I'll edit it out.
I was just telling him that there is one inappropriate scene in On the Basis of Sex for his students.
Okay.
Yes, we'll pass. In theaters. I'll show it in this classroom. Fast forward.
Yeah. But other than that, it's so good. And I cried 3 times because, like, I knew what was going to happen because I knew, you know, about her life.
Mm-hmm.
Not in full detail, but I knew, like, oh, you know, her husband has cancer, this happens, kids. And then, you know, just all the delivery of that all over again made me cry. It was really good. And Felicity Jones plays her very well.
Yeah, you think Oscar nom?
Hmm?
You think Oscar nomination?
Probably. It's just that good, and it's a powerful movie. It's about a powerful woman and her life, and an amazing case. So,
Right, yeah. All right, cool. I'm sold.
yeah. Another great Felicity Jones. What were we talking about before that?
Talking about Jin, and we did say we'd get to your
Yeah.
Padme issue.
No. Why? Zoe.
Because it's fun.
What happened with Padme?
It's not even like a big thing. I mean, it is. I just hated that in Revenge of the Sith, she went back to Anakin when she was pregnant with twins.
She's very concerned about
Two.
the babies.
I am concerned about the babies because, you know, they could have died. That would have been it for the galaxy.
But they didn't.
Right. But there was a possibility.
All right, so
Yeah.
so your main problem with Padme is in episode 3 when she travels to Mustafar, 9 months pregnant, on a lava planet, putting
Yeah.
her life and her unborn child. She didn't know she has twins yet, so we'll just say unborn child's life in danger. You felt she was irresponsible as a mom.
Yes, especially when she heard from Obi-Wan that he was killing children and, you know, just being a pretty awful person.
In her defense, she she was getting through to him before Obi-Wan had to come and ruin everything.
That is true,
Just
but
saying. So
I also,
she was right in thinking that it would have worked. She just didn't count on Obi-Wan being nosy.
yeah, I guess. I don't know if she would have. I would like to think that, you know, Anakin would see some sense, especially if she's talking to him. But, yeah, if Obi-Wan hadn't come over, she'd maybe still be alive with the babies to take care of them. So that's just my thing. And also, I didn't like when in Clone Wars, like, they would be, like, Clone Wars, Padme and Anakin would be together, and they're, like, trying to fight something, and then all of a sudden they're making out. So, I got upset with that part, but that was it.
Save it till after the battle, Anakin.
Right. So,
Victory smooches, not during.
yeah.
I am haunted by that kiss you should never have gave me.
That part just, like, that wasn't even Padme. That part was Anakin. It didn't like that. So, yeah, that was it.
Well, how about in episode 1 when she was a very young teenager, kind of like probably like around your guys' age. Actually, you probably know exactly how old
She and the Handmaidens were 14, I think.
Yeah.
Right. I thought her performance at 14 years old playing a powerful queen, I thought she was amazing.
Well, I don't know how old Natalie Portman actually was. I just know Padme was 14.
Oh, she was probably like 18 or 19, I would guess.
She's 37 now. So if
20-year anniversary, she was 17.
So yeah, she was 17.
Yeah, I like Natalie Portman. She's a really good actress. And I definitely like that, you know, she was a powerful queen and then she became a senator and like all this amazingness. I just didn't like those little parts about her and Anakin.
So next time we Twitter banter about Jyn Erso, I'm just gonna be like #Padme.
Yeah.
So, but it's but that, you know what, like, that's the beautiful thing about Star Wars and what we do, and especially what you ladies do, and how well you do it. You're allowed to have opinions, and you're allowed to justify your opinions. You're allowed to even try and convince people to agree with you, just as long as you're not like a jerk about it, which none of us here are. And that's the beautiful thing about Star Wars. What we need a lot more of today. Like, it's okay to disagree. Like, so some people didn't like The Last Jedi. That's fine. That's your opinion. You have a right to that. But, as long as you don't like it for film reasons and not for like crazy wrong reasons, and you're not mean to other people who do like it, then,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that. Like the unnecessary arguing over nothing. Like I had a kid at school. I keep saying kid. They're all like my age or older whenever I say kid. But he was my friend for a while, and we talked about like Rebels. And he would be like, "Oh yeah, Rebels is cool. Did you see the last episode?" And, stuff like that. And then later, towards the end of Rebels, he just became a jerk about it and was like, "Oh no, this episode really sucked. Like, now they have time portals and all this stuff." I was like, I don't know, man. I liked it.
Did he get just as mad during the Mortis episodes of Clone Wars?
Those
No,
are my favorite, by
actually,
the way.
He says Clone Wars is better than Rebels.
Because I just feel like if you like the Mortis episodes of Clone Wars, legally you cannot be mad about the World Between Worlds. Like,
Right.
it's like illegal. Like,
Legally,
you
the
cannot.
portals should not bother you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
I like that. I'm
unless
using that,
there's
Z.
portals in that. It's like slightly kind of a portal, like when they get into the world, and then, the daughter is there technically. So, it's a mess. He's a mess, but he keeps every time I see him, he's always like, "Oh, Rebels sucked. Clone Wars is better," and I'm so glad they got rid of Rebels just so they could bring back Clone Wars.
They didn't get rid of it. They just finished it. What?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm excited for Clone Wars too, and I like Rebels too. Stop.
Well, my friend Hawsy Haws feels that in a few years they'll probably revisit Rebels.
I hope they do.
They have to. We need to know where Ezra is.
He's
Yeah.
in space.
Somewhere in space with Thrawn. 2 blueberries on an adventure.
You think if they're in space for like 5-10 years they become friends?
I don't know, because I'm not really sure what Thrawn's like. I know there's a Thrawn book.
There's
And I
2
haven't read
Thrawn
it.
books.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the books except for Aliens, and yeah, that's literally it. Because Aliens I liked because they're short stories and it has a chef in it, so of course I love it. So there was, what was I talking about?
Thrawn.
It's Thrawn. So I don't know, like, because he doesn't seem to be like other people, other Imperials, where they like show how much they love the Empire. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
No, I think I know where you're going with it. Like, he's very selfish and about himself and his own accomplishments. Whereas, like,
Yeah.
someone like Krennic, although he had aspirations, but he was always trying to serve the Empire, move
Yeah.
up the ranks in the Empire. Yeah, where Thrawn's just like, I'm all about myself.
Yeah.
See, at the same time, like, I feel like Thrawn is gonna be so bitter that Ezra beat him with a bunch of space whales. Like, I feel like that'll be a block. Like, even if Ezra's like, it's okay, man, it's chill, Thrawn will be like, yeah, but... like, he's just gonna be so mad.
And
Stupid
the space whales are with him.
Yeah. So
They're, like,
like
clogging
anytime
up
he
the-
like looks out the window, he's reminded that he lost to. How old is Ezra? Like 18, 19?
Yeah, he's like,
Because he's Luke's age. He's
Yeah,
Luke and
he's
Leia's
Luke's
age.
age.
So
So
depending
it's
on
nice.
how far Rebels ends before The New Hope, he's like 18, 17 maybe even. So like I don't think Thrawn. I feel like that's just like Thrawn is just like ashamed. He just wants to hide.
he wasn't there to take into account the space whales.
'Cause-
So to me, I would be like, okay, fine. That was my fault. I didn't do my research enough.
Well, because like the only other time, like in Rebels, that Thrawn has a really big plan that gets thwarted, is it's kind of because of A, Constantine not doing his job, and B, the Bendu appearing out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and like
What-
that's the only other time. So I
What are
feel
your-
like this time Thrawn is just like this kid and his stupid space whales.
Yeah.
Cause
What do you girls think about the Bendu, by the way?
He's a space lion turtle.
A lion turtle?
Yeah, from Avatar.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. And even like in like the end of season 3 when he like rises up and is like all the stuff swirling around him, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like the Avatar state.
I don't
That's
know.
twice tonight you guys made a connection that was just like, wow. You nailed that.
I haven't watched Avatar.
You're not missing too much, but since they're making a bunch more, you might as well check it out.
It's too cheesy and cliche for me. And it's like, I don't know. That's it. I think
know.
that's the only problem I have.
I love it. I think besides like Star Wars cartoons, obviously, it's like one of my favorite cartoons like ever. Avatar is. I think it's just really well written, and the character arcs are great.
I liked some of the fighting, but also it was ruined for me because my friend would try to make me watch it during class, and
Oh, you can't watch
and then
it
she
during
would, like
class.
skip it. He would skip parts and then skip episodes. So it was just such a hassle for me. But it was like I don't know. It was meh. For
Meh.
me. Meh.
I think I agree. I'm in the meh. Meh.
Yeah, because, like, I just wasn't into... I mean, I liked the idea. I just I really hated the jokes. And, like, all the cliches in it. So, that was it. 'Twas all. But, the Bendu, I mean, I liked him. He was kind of weird in his ways, because mostly like when he breaks the little stick that Kanan had,
Yeah.
I was concerned, but then it ended up being okay. And I could understand how he would have gone mad about them bringing war on his planet. So
Right.
he's definitely in the middle for me.
Yeah, I need to know more. I just don't know enough, you know?
About Bendu.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not much. I don't know what would be much to say about it. I guess, like, where he comes from. I don't know. How he's in the middle. I'm not sure.
Now, I know it's not canon, but a lot of casual Star Wars fans think it's canon. What do you guys think about the whole gray Jedi theory and how a lot of people attributed those traits to also Bendu?
I think with Grey Jedi, like the concept on itself of someone being on the light side, but not a Jedi, like, that's obviously something that exists. But the word gray Jedi just doesn't make any sense. You can't be, like, half a Jedi. Because a Jedi is a certain, like, philosophy and, like, religionish kind of thing. You can't be, like, half a Jedi. Like, you can't be, like, I don't know. It's, like, it doesn't...
Well, with that, it's because the whole Jedi philosophy, to be honest, it's not that great. Like, the whole no relationships and, you know, you have to be taken away from your family kind of thing isn't the greatest.
I know, and two of our favorite Jedis broke that rule big time. Obi-Wan with Satine, and obviously Anakin and Padme.
Yeah, I mean, Anakin didn't turn out so great, but but Obi-Wan did.
Obi-Wan didn't either. She died.
I mean, but he didn't. But he wasn't broken by that like Anakin was, because Anakin,
He wasn't
like
happy
Obi-Wan,
about it
was
either.
able to keep it calm.
Keep it calm. I like it. I'm going to tweet that out right now. Keep it calm.
Keep it calm.
Keep it calm.
I just feel like those, like, people who are like Luke, for example, who tried to do that with his new Jedi Order, like, I would still consider them a Jedi, not a gray Jedi, just like a Jedi going in a different direction with how they interpret the philosophy. I wouldn't say they're like half a Jedi or like a middle Jedi. This doesn't make any sense.
I mean, there's always a middle to things to me.
Well, yeah,
because
but like, I don't know. I don't think...
the only thing is, like, how would you, like, I guess I don't know much about Sith philosophy, except, like, there's only two. Which, another thing I don't understand is why Yoda, or just, like, every Jedi is like, oh, there must be a balance, you know, 600 Jedi and only 2 Sith. I'm like, that doesn't seem very balanced, but alright. So there should be a middle, because
To be fair to the Jedi, the 2 Sith isn't on them. They don't put, like, a restriction on the Sith. Like, you're only allowed to have 2 Sith. The Sith did that to themselves.
yeah, I'm not even sure, like, that's kind of just
Maybe
Darth Bane, I love Darth Bane, so just gonna leave it.
Maybe they mean, like, and I'm guessing here, and there's probably like hundreds of EU books that explore this, but
In different ways.
yeah, maybe it's just the people in charge. There's 2, but they have a lot of like Sith minions that, you know, that are Force sensitive bad guys.
Well, yeah, that would be the
Inquisitors.
Mm-hmm. Like, they're not Sith, but they're, you know, minions, I guess. So, yeah, the whole Jedi business, sometimes it's just not good. So finding a middle to that and, like, tweaking a little bit of the rules would be good. And I'm not sure, like, what a gray Jedi is, because, like, you're half Sith then? Or
their basic theory is I don't want to bring Ahsoka's name into it, but, like, now when Ahsoka finished her arc in Clone Wars and then reappeared in Rebels, a lot of the gray Jedi faithful were like, see, Ahsoka's like a gray Jedi. She's not evil and she's not good. She's in the middle. She's between black and she's between white. She's gray. And I'm just like, you know, facepalm. But, you know, so that's what kind of like what they're arguing. They're saying they're a little of each, you know. But you can make that argument about any Jedi, because, you know, I personally feel in Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker tapped a little bit into that dark side in order to defeat Vader, but then he brought it right back to the light, and, you know, threw his lightsaber away and wouldn't fight the Emperor, wouldn't turn all the way. But I feel he tapped into that a little bit. You know, because anger and hate, that's what he used to beat Vader. Because he brought it, who'd he bring up? His sister. And that pushed him over the ledge, you know? Like, and oh my God, I just thought of this. And that's exactly what turned Anakin. You know, it was the love for Padme. And what almost turned Luke was the love for Leia.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I just feel like that's absolutely like a thing that happens is people that aren't, you know, but they're not a Jedi.
Right, she says that. She says she's no Jedi.
Yeah, like they're in the middle. Sure, you can say they're like gray in terms of the Force, but they're not a Jedi because a Jedi is like a thing that is like its own thing. A Jedi is not just every light side person.
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure about that whole gray Jedi thing. I think she's just her own person with white lightsabers.
I just like Pablo making fun of the gray Jedi people on Twitter. Pablo Hidalgo.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah. So, what else? What else can we talk about while we're here? We talked about Felicity.
we
Padme.
hit all Sal's points.
Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to think. I had something about Star Wars Rebels to say. And I completely forgot. Do you know the differences between Sabine armor in each season?
No. I'm
You
sorry.
and Steel.
I think she became more like as a character. She became more of a leader, more like I understood her character arc, but did she become more colorful?
It was always
Yes.
colorful, just different colors.
Yeah.
Could
Oh.
you at least tell the difference between the hairs per season?
I am not good geek girl material here. No. Like if I saw like her color hair, would I be able to pinpoint it to a season? No.
You and
Ah.
Steel need to do your homework.
All right. I
But
promise
Steel-
you.
Steel refuses.
Oh no, I'm gonna rewatch it again. Like I like I said, there's a lot of Rebels that I really liked. I mean,
Yeah.
every minute of season 1 I loved. Season 2 again lost me a little bit. Season 3 they brought it back up. You know, but still had a couple ups and downs. And season 4, was mostly good. You know, especially since we kind of all knew it was the end. But yeah, you know what? When I rewatch it, I promise you, if I'm lucky enough to be on Geek Girl again, or if I'm super lucky, and if you girls ever wanted to come on Rogue One, we can discuss it, and you can totally quiz me. And I
Yeah.
was a really good student, so I'll do well. I'll study.
Okay.
We can do like flashcards, and I'd be like, season 3, episode 4. Season 4, episode
it
2.
doesn't really change per episode.
No? Okay.
It's just the seasons change.
And
Yeah.
was it her mom who had the black and gold armor?
Yeah, her whole family
Awesome.
all had like yellows.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That's my favorite color combination.
And it's my school's colors, black and gold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, super cool. Do you think the Mandalorian armor is lacking that pop of color that we're so used to seeing in Clone Wars, Rebels, etc.?
Yeah. Objectively, it's black. It doesn't have color. Whether that's a
Which-
good or bad thing is more subjective.
What do you like?
I like the color. I like Sabine's arm a lot. I don't think that every Mandalorian has to be as colorful as Sabine, but I like having like a nice color scheme to look at.
Yeah, I liked when we were able to see all the other Mandalorians in Rebels because, some of them had different colors, and then one had like a cherry blossom design. I don't know. I think I like how Sabine. I love how Sabine is. It's definitely like, her own character, and if every character was like that, she wouldn't be as unique, I guess, with her armor to me. So, I don't know. Yeah. I agree with Zoe.
Yeah.
Good color, good.
I think also with and I think the Mandalorian, the picture we've seen of his armor, I think the armor looks really cool. I think for me, the thing that turns me off a little bit from solid black armor, which it still looks good, but for me personally, I prefer the lighter color, like the colors and stuff, is because we lose some of the definition in like the design when it's just a solid black, especially if they're wearing like a black undersuit too, or a dark undersuit. So that's why I personally like lighter color armor and stuff.
All right, shadowing, depth, and scope. Are you like an art major?
Not at all. I like filmmaking and stuff. That's what I'm going to college for.
Oh,
And
really?
so I like to think of things in terms of how it looks on a background. And so like if he goes into a dark place, his armor is just going to blend in with the background. The coloring and the scene is just going to be a mess if he's wearing all the armor. Which could provide for a cool effect, but if you're not trying to go for something there, it could be a mess.
What can I ask you about your film school or your film studies?
Next year I'm going to Temple University, which has a really good film program. So
That is awesome. That is a phenomenal school.
yeah, I'm really excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my God, and that's not too far from Zoe.
No, it's in Philly, so it's like an hour-ish away, which is cool.
From
Oh my-
from Lizzie, not Zoe. Zoe.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm Zoe.
okay.
We're still learning our voices.
I know. You know what it is? I got sucked into the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So it's not too far.
Also, I have a dog. Sorry, just so you know, he was whining. So hopefully he doesn't make noises.
What kind of films do you think you'd like to make?
I mean, obviously the big dream is to get to direct a Star Wars film, obviously.
Wow, I think whatever film you make, I think I'll like be begging you. I'll be like hitting you up on Twitter, like, psst, guess what? I'm available if you need anybody.
Okay. I'll
I
keep
have
it in mind.
experience. All right, you heard it here. That's not a no. Oh, that'd be so cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Smart Zoe.
Smart.
Very smart.
And what about you, Liz? Where do you think you might want to go?
I'm into culinary. I'm going to like an art school that has a culinary program in it. So I want to get into culinary, and there's a college in New York that it's the CIA, Culinary Institute of America.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
That's even closer to me than Temple.
Yeah.
So if you go there and Sal needs me to kick someone's butt for you, I am literally only, like, if I drive like a maniac, I can do it under an hour.
Yeah. So I want to go there, hopefully.
Oh my God, then you guys can like hang out on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I wish I lived closer to Hawes.
Where's Hawes?
He's in Alabama.
Oh, Alabama.
So that is far, far from me.
Yeah.
So I only get to see him at like Celebration. Like we talked about, like I saw him at Celebration, Orlando. I'm going to see him in Chicago.
Oh, cool. So you are going to Celebration.
I am.
I wonder what news they're going to be, if they're going to have any news.
Definitely lots of episode 9 stuff.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the movie comes out in December. I'm honestly surprised they haven't released anything now. Like, it's under a year till the movie. And we still don't have anything. We don't even have a title.
Yeah, I'm thinking your Super Bowl Sunday, they'll probably take advantage of that huge audience and do something.
Yeah, I thought they'd have released dropped a title now, especially with nothing happening in December. I thought they would have done something.
Well, I remember distinctively, because this is right when I started listening to your dad, Lizzie.
Mhm.
It was Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. 13 months away from episode 7 is when we got the episode 7 teaser. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
remember I was in a Chipotle parking lot and I watched it and cried in the car.
aw. We won't have that type of excitement again until, probably Rian Johnson's new trilogy, because everything will be new again,
Yeah.
all the new imagery, the new characters. Like, we're not going to know anything about anybody or anything. That's exciting.
It's exciting. It's going to be totally weird to watch a Star Wars movie and be like, I don't know any of this. I don't know any of these people, any of these settings. I don't know anything.
Yeah, I think the only constant we'll have is the Force.
Yeah.
We might not even have lightsabers. Although I would be devastated. Devastated.
We have yet to have a movie with no lightsabers.
I know. Han Solo had to squeeze it in at the end. That was cheese.
I love Maul being there. I just kind of wish he would have kept the lightsaber away so we could have been like, wow, Solo, first movie, no lightsaber.
It was like, you guys can see me, right? You can see my face?
Just so they could say it, Like, it still looked cool, but, like, just so they could put that stamp on it.
It's like you see my monitor?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm Maul. And then all of a sudden it's like...
Like, look at it.
He's showing off.
Like, he could have been threatening without it. He definitely
He already has, like, horns and everything. He doesn't need it.
He is Maul! Of course he's threatening!
Oh, no.
Oh. They're threatened by Maul.
My dad came in with the helmet and the dogs freaked out. He's got a cadet helmet that he just finished for Axel.
Hey!
Oh, wow.
Great.
Is that the one we printed?
Yes. And it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, my dad showed me a picture. It looks awesome.
Yes. Dad, do you want to say anything about what you're expecting from Celebration?
I don't know. I hope we get some Mandalorian stuff.
Yes. That's it?
I'm sure we'll get some Mandalorian stuff. I'm sure we'll get Clone Wars stuff. Oh, I want the announcement of the new Quinlan Vos comic book series. That's what I want. That's my Celebration wish.
I see.
Oh, can you ask Liz can you ask Sal if he saw that thing on Instagram I tagged him in? It was like an amazing artistic rendering of Voss that I've never seen before. And I was wondering if A, he saw it, B, if he liked it, and C, if it's original.
I don't know. I have to go look for it now. On Instagram, right? I'll go find it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Instagram.
Instagram.
Right? I should find it somewhere. I think I remember, but I can't remember the piece now.
Yeah, if it was original, like, we need to, like, meet that guy, because that art was amazing.
Because that dude knows Voss.
Yeah.
We still need that Gala Voss for you.
Yeah, my celebration panel will be like the wonderful announcement when they're like, Season 7 of Clone Wars, and all of the unreleased, like, character turnarounds, including Voss's Gala disguise when he's classy, which I still don't have, because we got the Adventurous one. And so if they're not going to do those episodes, if they're like, Dark Disciple episodes are coming, then I'll just wait for the episode, and then I'll take all my screen caps. But if the episode doesn't come, then just give me the picture so I can do the costume anyway. Even if everybody else is like, who are you? I'm Classy Voss. What episode was he in? Shut up.
I'm cosplaying an artist rendering right now. Is there a song of Chunk that we can listen to?
Oh, he left.
No.
He left.
There is, though. this episode that we're recording right now, when it's posted, it's going to be the first new episode with our new theme song that Sal recorded for us.
Oh, yes. It's amazing.
It's the best theme song ever. I'm very excited about it. Which,
It's
I mean,
like-
if someone's listening to this, they've already heard it. So,
Yeah. But, I didn't even expect, there was, like, no, I'm not even gonna say, yeah. It's just,
It's
so
good.
good. So, you'll have to come back to the episode when we post it, just to
definitely.
listen to that amazing, wondrous Sal voice.
Does he sing? Oh, so he sings.
Yes.
I heard him sing at your him and your mom's wedding. Like
Yeah.
the video, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, but that wasn't him singing. I mean, it was lip syncing. But he is a great singer anyway.
you just blew his mind, Lizzie.
I know.
I thought he was singing.
I mean, if you ask him to, he can sound like that and still do it. So,
Oh man, I think I even tweeted like when I first saw it like years ago, like, oh my god, like you're amazing. He was like, thanks.
that's true.
Thanks.
I mean, yeah, they lip synced that. I was there. I watched as they were like mouthing words, and I was really confused at the time.
Oh, the whole okay.
Yeah, but I liked it. They were.
Oh, it was bad. You know, it was, I mean, like bad in a good way, like Michael Jackson, like good, like
Yeah.
it was, you know, it was BA, if you will. I don't want to say any bad words, but it was awesome. I'll say that.
Yeah. It was really amazing. So I will ask him about Chunk,
Yeah,
because I
the
don't
world
think-
needs to hear it.
He's actually done a few things on his own. I don't know, like, what he calls himself. I've listened to him singing. Like, let's just see. Yeah.
Is he the kind of guy you don't want to go out to karaoke with because he just like destroys the room with his awesome?
I mean, actually, like, we used to have this Thai place that would have karaoke, and I would, like, make him go and do it. Because he was just so good. And he still is. So, no and yes. Because, yeah, he's just great at singing. Again, he's great at everything. It's whatever.
Oh,
I can only, like, cook. That's it. But that's good, because he can't. So that's the one thing he doesn't know how to do.
oh yeah, I saw your dumplings.
Oh, yeah.
The the rogue, what I call it, the rogue wonton.
Yeah, they were good. That was the first time making it, so I was scared. Cause I don't know why I was scared. I guess just like I was scared people were gonna be like, that's not wontons, that's not dumplings. I don't know what I was scared of.
How did it come out?
They taste great and they looked great. I just need I don't know. I guess cook them better. I don't know, cause I don't have a non-stick pan, so like it was kind of hard to get them off since I don't know.
Did you use oil or butter or like
Sesame oil, and I ran out, so then that was hassle.
Yeah. No, I've lived that life. I know that pain.
Yeah.
Whenever I try and make like fried chicken cutlets or fried chicken, like I always underestimate the amount of oil, vegetable oil or extra virgin olive oil I have in the house, and I always mess it up. And then so it becomes like chicken fingers.
Yeah. I don't know, I cook whatever comes to my mind sometimes. Like all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, I want to make, vanilla pudding. And then the next day I'm like, I want to make a bunch of dumplings. I made so many dumplings and wontons. There's just a lot that my dad is now like still trying to eat all of it. Because I just had so many wrappers left over. But, yeah, it's nice. And we cooked out from Freddie Prinze Jr.'s book a lot. Because Freddie Prinze Jr. is an amazing chef. And, yeah, he's just amazing. And I love his food.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing?
Favorite thing at the moment, I'm like always wanting fried chicken. But but I hate dry fried chicken. I hate it with a passion. So I like chicken thighs and stuff because it's, it's not dry. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Freddie Prinze Jr. basically helped me all throughout my sophomore year of culinary.
That book, right?
Yeah, because he was like teaching me about well, he wasn't, but
I know what you mean.
me, he was there. He had like all these different spices and what to use for chicken, so I got really good at cooking chicken. And thankfully, that's what we were doing our sophomore year. It's a lot of meat and different foods from around the world. So I was able to incorporate that and win a bunch of in-class best tasting dish contests.
Oh my god, is it like Hell's Kitchen? Because I totally love Hell's Kitchen.
I mean, there were we had the in-class contests about who had the best tasting dish, and I kept winning constantly.
Nice.
That my classmates hated me for it.
They call you Gordon.
They constantly they would tease me about it. And whenever I didn't put effort, and I feel bad for saying this, but a lot of times I didn't put effort because I was just so tired of winning. Because then I don't get to do anything because the reward was you don't have to clean, but then I'm just sitting outside not doing anything. I don't know what to do, so it gets boring. So other people would win. I will say my best accomplishment was best guacamole.
I love guacamole.
It's so good. And it's fun. This isn't Star Wars, but I loved it. It was good because everyone was scrambling for ingredients because there was a little bit of avocado and there was only a little bit of tomato. So I would have I had 1/4 of a tomato and a bit of onion and half an avocado, which is fine for a little side of guacamole.
Mm-hmm.
And I cut them up, and then my classmates came over to me. They were like, "Hey, can I have some of your tomato? Can I have some of this? And even though they kept doing that to me, I still won because I can salt things.
You can salt things?
Yeah, I can. I'm good with salt.
You're good with season, because I never know how much exactly to put, so I'm always just doing that elbow chuck thing, the meme.
Salt, babe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I always mess it up.
I don't know. That's why I like cooking more than baking, because baking you just throw it in and you can't do anything to it later.
Right.
So cooking's nice because then I could keep tasting it and then throw in more if I need to. So yeah, that was
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I do have to leave actually, because I have to make dinner
Oh,
moment.
well.
What do you
Guys,
what do you make? What are you making before you go? Or before we all go?
chow mein, and I found something on Pinterest. It seems dangerous, but I want to make a giant pork dumpling with the rice cooker. So we'll see how that turns out.
You gotta post pics.
Yes, we will if it looks good.
Oh well, thank you so much, Geek Girls, for having me on. Like, it was actually like probably the best podcast I've done in like 2 years. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was so fun.
Yeah. Just talking about Felicity Jones. You know.
Hashtag Padme.
Fine.
Alright, well, we'll close off. So, I was Zoe.
Oh, where can we find you?
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. I'm bad at this.
Zoe.
Well, my name is Johnny Grasso, and I do a podcast called Rogue One, and that's one with a W, with my buddy Hawes Burkhart and Michael Pappas sometimes. And I'm on Twitter mostly, and that's Rogue One Johnny, one with a W. And, I love everyone on Twitter, and hit me up, and we'll make some Padme and dumpling jokes. And, and you'll see me beg Zoe to be in one of her movies one day.
Yes. You have to have everyone in your movie, Zoe.
Everyone. Every single
Everyone.
person.
No, actually, Axel should be the star of every single one.
Agreed.
Honestly, I a couple years ago wrote a screenplay for like a really, really, really short, like just a couple minutes Star Wars fan film, and when I was writing the main character as this kid, I was picturing Axel. Like, that's just what happened.
Nice.
I don't know. I mean, it's not too nice. Both his parents die, but
Oh, yeah, that doesn't seem too nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like season 2 of Resistance to me.
Don't. No.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Are you though?
Star Wars
So we'll let Lizzie go
Geek
feed her family.
Girls.
Yes.
Geek girls that
I was-
like Star
I was Zoe.
I was Lizzie. Johnny?
I was Johnny.
And
Thank you for
sometimes
listening. Thank you for listening to Star Wars Geek Girl. May the Force be with you, and goodbye.
Goodbye.